All right, Anna, how is it going?
It's going great. How are you, JM?
It is Friday. I am
It
so
is.
excited it's Friday. I wanted to start off. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do at Rubica? Like, what's your role here?
All right. So, yeah, as you said, I'm Anna. My role is a security operations center analyst. So, kind of what that means, I do monitoring, detect, and prevention of, real world threats on private data.
Nice. So, just out of curiosity, how did you get into that? Like, did you want to like be in tech, when you were younger? Like, how did you get into cybersecurity?
It was actually on accident. I went into the military and I thought I was signing up for an interrogation position. It actually said integrator, like computer systems integrator.
Nice. So then it was kind of just you got a little taste of it and then kind of built on that. Is that kind of how it
Yep.
shook out?
Kind of did a little bit of everything IT, did some network stuff, system administration, got to do some project management type stuff, and it was all super fun. And security kind of had its hand in every single piece of that. So it's like, how do
Yeah.
I be able to touch every single piece of IT? And security was the way to do it.
Okay, cool. So the other question that I was going to ask you is, so you did stuff in the military and then kind of going to like the the private sector. Like, are there differences between like how cyber is run, say in the military versus outside, or are they kind of overlapping?
I think a lot of the concepts are pretty similar. I think in the military, we kind of had a lot of closed networks. So the access to the internet for a lot of the systems, the specialized systems I work on, weren't necessarily there. So having that private network as opposed to, completely open networks, having all kinds of different threat actors that had immediate access through the internet, I think is the biggest difference.
Gotcha. Very cool. So, a little bit about you. So, you've jumped out of airplanes and you've done a 50-mile marathon. So, talk about that. Like, number one, jumping out of airplanes, like, was that part of the military or was that for fun?
That was definitely part of the military. So I spent a lot of time in the 82nd Airborne Division. So jumping
Okay.
out of planes was like our way of life. It was pretty fun. I'm still terrified of heights, though, to be completely frank with you. Every night
Yeah.
for the night jump, I went out with eyes closed. So that was
Yeah.
crazy. And the 50 miler, I just had a lot of my friend group was super into running. So I kind of bounced on with them, started off with shorter runs, 10 milers, did a full marathon, then jumped right into the 50.
Oh man, like my legs hurt just thinking about that. Like, and my hands are getting kind of like sweaty, like thinking about jumping out of airplanes. Like, no, hard pass. I'm good. So, okay, so you had experience in the 50-mile marathon. So, what happened in the step challenge? Because I thought you and your partner were going to. There was a lot of trash talking. I thought you guys were going to be the main competition. What happened?
Well, like trying to find that balance, I think was interesting. Like I found myself sitting in my office trying to step and look at logs at the same time. It was not working out. It was actually super comical. I wish I could have recorded it. It was terrible, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was joking with Lawrence that Roderick was trash talking a lot. And then Ash, she was going on a bad hit. Like she
Yeah,
was
she's killing it. Killing it.
Okay. So you're the first. So we had San Francisco represented on the last episode. So North Carolina. So you're the first like 100% remote person in a remote office that we've had on. So like, what's that like? Because I mean, you're on the East Coast. What's it like being part of 100% remote team?
I love it, to be frank. Like, I think the technology is there to make you feel close to the team, regardless. Like Teams chats, all that kind of stuff that makes you still feel close to home. But then having the full monitor set up, like a typical nerd, got always have to have my screens. Got 6 screens, so I love that.
Nice. So, what made you want to come work for Rubica? Because I like to think that it was because in the interview I was awesome. But what made you want to come, work for Rubica? What set us apart, or what like kind of sold you on us?
I would say it was like the team dynamic, like talking to you and talking to Riley and talking to Fran. Like there was just this sense of like inclusion that I think was awesome. And then the promotion of diversity and equity through the team, like
Yeah,
that's freaking phenomenal. You don't find that a lot of places. And then just the genuine care for the people and the
yeah,
employees is like that is great. On top of the unique mission set, like it's
yeah.
pretty like targeting a whole new field that people aren't trying to get into or haven't been able to get into, and the time is like precedent now, it being everything going on with the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe you can speak to this because I think Rich said this the other day, like in the interview, like I was stone cold faced. Like, what was it like? Because people gave me flack for asking weird questions. Like, was I really that hard in the interview?
You were. I like who you are now, who I know you to be now, and who you were in the interview. I was a little nervous. I was like, man, this guy, he's cold.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you've been here. You're part of the 2020 class, so you've been here about three or so months. So that's a short period of time, but it feels like you've been here forever. So what has it been like? Like, have you learned anything new about yourself? Like, what has your experience been like just in those first 3 months?
I think it's been great, and I think for the most part, especially working from home, like trying to find or establish boundaries. I think at the beginning was kind of difficult because it's so easy to work all night, especially a part of the team that's you got people on the West Coast, being on the East Coast, got people overseas as well. So like trying to figure out that balance of when to stop work and make sure you get a good amount of personal time has been interesting.
Okay, very cool. All right, so now we get into we get into the nitty gritty here. So I have 20 questions for you, and we're going to let me get my timer here. We're going to set a timer of 1 minute, and we need you to try to answer all 20 questions. So Brandon did 10, Emily did 14, Lawrence did 14. He almost had 15, but you think you can get all 20, right?
Yep, definitely.
Okay. So I will give you the pro tip that I gave Lawrence, like just answer, like try not to spend too much time thinking about it, and I will do my best to ask them quickly. All right?
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Go hiking or go to the beach?
Beach.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs for sure.
If you were a fish, what type would you be?
Nemo.
What is the most, or who's the most creative person at Rubica?
JM for sure.
Weirdest thing you've eaten?
Spinach.
Guilty pleasure song?
Big Girls Don't Cry.
Mac or PC?
Mac.
Who has the best background on video calls at Rubica?
Ash.
Favorite country you've been to?
United States.
Who is a celebrity you've met?
Solange.
Describe Rubica in one word.
Inspirational.
What superpower would you want?
X-ray vision.
Last show you binged?
Grey's Anatomy.
Pet peeve?
Repeating myself.
Who inspires you?
Gandhi.
All right, so that is 16.
Yeah!
So this is the bonus one. So the one that I've been asking people is who is the funniest person? So let me set the stage here. So people say Tyson. Emily said Ash. But something that people don't know, some of the other Rubica teammates, is one of the best parts of my Friday is the all-team call and trying to get you or Ash to break character and laugh on the camera. And like, you see a lot of these, because you're like trying not to laugh. I would say I'm the funniest person, but who do you think is the funniest person at Rubica?
I think you win by far. You dominate Tyson, you dominate Ash. Like the whole breaking bearing thing, I think makes my Friday like that much better and makes me ready for the weekend.
So now people are going to see this and be like, oh, that's what he's doing. He's not paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I really appreciate you taking time to chat. And I've said it before, we're super thankful that you're on the team.
So glad to be a part of the team.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.